Hello, you're welcome. You're welcome onto this channel today, and I'm particularly very excited you are viewing this content. Hi, I'm Dr. Layinka Kwale. I'm a researcher. I'm a lecturer in the university. I'm a life coach. I'm a public speaker. On this channel, I do a number of stuffs. But all the stuffs I do, you can cluster them into four: sociology, research, relationship, and migration. So all this I do as regularly as possible to empower my subscribers and my followers and my viewers as they do a number of things, especially in life, to be successful. So I'm dropping this video now on migration. I did a video previously, immediately before this, on best countries in Europe or to Schengen to migrate to. So I promised to do another video on countries you have to be aware of as a follow-up in Europe and Schengen. So and this is very important because many people are so desperate to migrate and they don't even care, especially in the EU corridor. It's a very risky corridor because some people think once you enter one Schengen country, you can then go to any other place. And like I said in my last video, it's not that simple because you can enter some countries and even be trapped there if you are not careful and you keep suffering. It doesn't mean that once you enter Germany, for example, you can from there go to France, live in Prague. You can just be going randomly. There are issues that are more systemic and institutional that may make such movement risky and uneventful. And many people are trapped in this sense. So that's why I dropped the last video on the best country. Then I want to drop this video on some countries you have to be aware of if once you want to enter the Schengen corridor. Number one, be careful of Albania. Albania, these countries, some of them are not as advanced as possible. Even in Europe, they are not all at the same level, economically, institutionally, even in terms of being open to migrants. So you have countries that are just part of EU on the account of geography, but on the account of systems, improvement of life, and some opportunities, they're not so at that level. So you may go to those places and experience serious frustration. So Albania, you have to be very careful. Georgia also, you have to be very careful. The opportunities there are limitless. And many of them, since they joined the EU, have not been so open to migrants. And when they see migrants, they are not properly received, and the opportunities are tightened. Because you may even be within the EU corridor, and still you may be strangulated in terms of opportunities and even what you go through every day. And these countries have not been well explored. Information about them are still very little. The pieces of information about them are still very little, and they're just getting to get acquainted with the account of the EU. And they also now realize that many people just use them as stepping stone, and they tighten the noose. So that's very important. Kosovo, please, Kosovo is a no-no for you because this is this information, this video is in the public space, so we can't just be too elaborate about some of these issues. But so beware of Kosovo. So even if your own agent is telling you just enter that place, you can move to another level. Many agents just want to make money. They are just after your money. So when you then travel there, if you call them, they simply block your line because you are no longer part of the opportunity to make money. You are gone. I've seen people abroad stranded on the account of wrong information given to them by agents who just want to rip them off. So beware. That's why I'm making this video. When agents begin to, you should be on the driver's seat. Or when people abroad are telling you, giving you all manners of pieces of advice, you must beware. That's why I'm making the Kosovo. Moldova also is one of those countries you have to beware of. Don't go there if you are not sure. So beware. If people mention it to you, beware. Bosnia and Herzegovina, beware of these countries. Also, the opportunities there, they may not be as rosy as you think. So beware. So North Macedonia, beware of North Macedonia. Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus, beware of these places. They don't just mean that, okay, because they are there, you can just go there and begin to rove around. Just be very careful. Belarus is a very unique place. Please don't go there. It's run by a dictator. A dictator being ruled by another dictator. Belarus is attached to Russia. Russia is the one controlling Belarus as proxy. So Belarus is being the head of government there like somebody who can call the president, is being kept in power by force. You know, he had an election that became controversial and there was a popular protest. So Russia assisted him to suppress popular protest, and he's been ruling them with iron fist since that time. So if you are used to freedom, if you just want to move around, so it's a totalitarian system. And the opportunities there because it's also under so many sanctions from the West. So Belarus is a no-no place. You know, Armenia is also another one you have to be very careful of. Armenia, the opportunities there are near zero. Azerbaijan, these are just Europe by name. So these countries are mentioned. Beware. And in my last video, I did mention the fact that new countries are being advertised in Europe just to lure people. Even people there, because they know people are looking for information on new openings. So YouTubers and many other people are now digging up all manners of information to attract people to some countries so that they can have views. So be very careful about some of these things, information you have about new openings to migrate to. So these countries I've mentioned, please for now, no way. If there are new developments, I will let you know in some of these areas. So, but for now, note these countries I've mentioned and beware of migrating to these places. Until I see you in my next video, kindly subscribe to this channel and spread the information about the usefulness of this channel. Till I see you in my next video, subscribe and stay blessed.